Yay! Oh, what's up? How is everyone doing? Let's rock! Yes! Oh, quality. Awesome. Yes, right. Okay, Neil, I probably better address the elephant in the room. I haven't streamed for quite a while. Apologies for that. I think, partly I've been doing sort of artwork and, like I say, my drawing isn't particularly good. And I've been doing that off stream. But I'll show you something that I have been working on that I am pretty happy with. First of all, rock and roll. How is everyone rocking? Yes, awesome. I've done something which I'm really proud of, but I realise that this technology has been available for a long period of time. I'll show you what I have been kind of working on, and I don't know if it looks rubbish or not. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking, oh wow, this looks amazing. Oh yeah, I should have actually started this before I started the stream. So now we've got to watch this loading screen for a little while. Apologies for that. I wonder if I can actually get it to. No. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No, that's not the right one. We'll find it in a sec. Right, here we go. So, now I've got to remember where I put it. So I've got a new folder with some sprites in. and I think this is the one. This is the key one. So we're going to copy all of these into. I've got space for it. One sec. Where we are? No, not prefabs. Sprites. So yeah, this is more of an experiment. Right. Hopefully that shouldn't take too long. I've got to delete a few things as well. So yeah, I kind of like the idea. I made another game where the most exciting part of it was was the cutscenes where I'm having a conversation essentially with myself. So I need to open all of these. So I managed to, and again, the technology, so that was a picture that I took, and then it's me getting a sort of like almost 70s like image from it. Now, like I say, technology is like a yes, but that's been there for a long period of time. There is nothing amazing about this. But what I'm going to work on today is essentially an easy way of switching between these like pictures, so that I've got a lot of like control over. We can get rid of all of these. It's actually just found it easier to get rid of it like this. Yeah, and they're going to be useful for like our cutscenes, because basically I've got I want to have an opening cutscene that is, you know, ideally of some sort of comedy value, and then kind of like, and then I've got a game over. Yeah, so it's a game over screen, a victory screen for when you complete the whole thing, and a menu, a sort of in-game menu. So now here is where, like I say, I might even regret doing this. But what I kind of I like, you know, there's the sort of fourth wall sort of thing. So it's actually going to be me having a discussion as to what game I'm going to be working on next. I think if I have that as 1 to 8, I think that should be okay. So it's going to be almost a little bit, but yeah, it worked quite well for another game. But yeah, I quite like the idea that there's just it's quite a sort of simplistic sort of thing. But like I say, I might actually change it. I'll see how I feel about it. But at the moment, I just want to work out a nice, easy way of switching between all these sort of conversations. And like I say, it's more like I really, really want to give this a try because I've got a good idea for it. But it might simply not work, and I'm happy. Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good. No, it's going to be. It's just the problem is quite often I'm quite analytical about things because I want to, like, part of the charm of this game, I'm hoping, is going to be the fact that like, it's going to be me kind of arguing with myself, talking about how it's like it's a completely unique and fresh game that's nothing to do with Slay the Spire, but there's a lot of parallels, and you know. But like I say, might be a terrible idea. I think the actual programming, all of this to actually work, shouldn't take too long. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to have Pete go. Right. Yeah, that should be fine. And I kind of want the colour of the sprite to literally be the same colour as the background. And let's go give and like I say, I'm going to see where I go with it. It might be a terrible idea. So actually, this has got to be. Yeah, so yeah, at the moment I'm just going to see if I can, like, this will be useful even if we don't put this in, but just the ability to sort of swap between frames without too much difficulty. Right. So, first of all, we're just going to put a script on this one. Scripts. I'll create a new folder. Episode scripts. And we'll create a new script. Like I say, it might be a terrible idea, but I think that's one thing which I'm still kind of fine with doing, is trying something out and then kind of looking back on it and thinking, maybe this isn't a good idea. Right, so where are we up to? Pete episode script. I think that should be good enough. Right. Good. Oh yeah, this was the code which I did to sort of convert like a normal photo into something like this. Right. Have I spelt it correctly? Oh, this actually does happen sometimes. Okay, let's try again. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right, so how are we going to do this? Public sprite renderer PSR get private set. There we go. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. I've done the wrong type of brackets. I meant to do curly brackets. There we go. And I'm going to give this a try for a little while and see sort of how I feel with it. But there's a chance I might just kind of like, I might knock it on the head. But I thought, like, you know, it's better to see the sort of inner workings of what's going on. So we've got void awake. P SR equal PSR equals get component sprite renderer. Nice. Right, cool. And we want to get access to sprites. I think this should be okay. So there's four. How many different states have I got? I just want to check, because there's essentially 4 different animation states. There's one where I'm talking, I'm pointing at the screen. There's one where I'm sitting at the side. One where I've got one hand there, and another one where I've got both hands. And I've got to work out the idle and the talking version of all of them. And then I've got to work out the transition of making it like seem fluid to go from like there over to there or something. But yeah, that's going to be something where hopefully I'll just be able to sort of wing it as I get there. So public sprite idle sit point head in one, yeah, head in one hand, head in both hands. Okay, and now this is going to be the sort of transitions. So how many different routes are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Public sprite. Sit to point. This one might seem the most inefficient method, but I've learnt from other times I've tried to do something similar to this. This is a lot more. It's a lot more user friendly. Makes a lot more sense. Right. Head in both hands. Public sprite. And so basically I'm just finding every route there is to get from one position to the other. Right. So, public sprite. Point to head in one hand. Head in one hand to head in both hands. Okay, so we've just got to start filling in all of these spots, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult. Okay. Right. Sprites, talk test stuff. Oh yeah, and now we're going back to the really, really useful ability to press this little lock symbol here. This makes life so much better, so much easier. And in fact, what I'm going to do as well is if I go like this, and then add tab inspector, and that way I can still click on this and look at this while still adding stuff to here. So that should be okay. I know this looks incredibly egotistical. I thought like of just me doing pictures of myself, like, which is why I'm just, the more I talk about it, the more this might not be a good idea. Head in one hand talk, that's fine. Head in one hand too, this is okay. This will make sense eventually, I hope. So point talk. And I think I've also, I don't have any, for when I'm pointing, I always want to make sure I'm talking, so I've got no actual idle ones. So I'm just going to, for safety's sake, just put that in the idle. Sit, idle, sit, talk. Sit to point. Sit to hand in one there. And I think to go from here, from sitting to go straight into head in hands, you need to cycle through this. Yeah. Oh, actually, coffee's really important. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think my plan, yeah, generally with this stream, it is better. It's more one of those where you can just kind of like just chill and just be like, he's been waffling for a while, but eventually, like, kind of, you'll be like, oh wow, he's getting somewhere. It's looking good. At the moment, I'm just doing a little bit of setup. But how are you doing though? All right, sit to. Right, that's good. I need to just make sure I've got the correct. So sitting to, that'll be all of these, and then all of those, And let's have a quick look. So in order to go from point to head in one hand, we actually need to put these reversed. So I just need to go 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then I think we can just continue. So that'll be, because he'll have to go from pointing back to sitting, then putting head in one hand. And then I think I can add these ones. Oh, nice! Oh, wow! Yeah, that's really good. Out of interest, are you sometimes doing it while you're like? Because yeah, I've been intrigued. I remember one time, I think you're saying you're doing it a little bit like slightly at work, which is brilliant. Like kind of, I just because that's one thing. Obviously, my sort of dream. I'd love to actually be able to do sort of game development like as a job. That would be my ultimate thing. But that's really cool though. Right, I think we can just kind of want to just copy all of these over, but I don't think it's quite that simple. If I have 8 there, I think I just need to go. And also, how's your project coming along though? Right, and then also one thing which I've noticed when it comes to sorting out arrays is sometimes you're like, oh well, I want to just delete these 3, and what you do, you click it and then you click it again really quickly and you've accidentally changed something underneath. So yeah, that's actually can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. Right. Okay. Right. I believe that's all the transitions. So even though that probably didn't make any sense to anyone, including myself, I think we're actually at the stage now where we can start doing a little bit of animating to see how it goes. So I'm going to have a... oh, yeah. In fact, let's go... how do we make enums again? Public enum... talk position. I might have to look at the master script to remember exactly how I did it, so let me just have a quick look. I find that happens to me quite often. I think, oh no, I was pretty much on pace, yeah. Public enum, then the thing that you want, and then all the things that go in it. Wicked. Right, so public, we're going to have point, sit, head in one hand, and head in both hands. Okay, right. So that will be a useful sort of reference point. So where do we go from here? First of all, we probably need a function. So public void set idle position, and then the input we're going to have a talk position, which we'll call yeah, we'll just have it talk position, that's fine. Actually, you know what, yeah, that's fine. Again, shouldn't be wasting too much time thinking of names for variables. That's always a terrible idea. Oh, quality. Oh, right. Oh, wow. I mean, I think you're a lot more sort of sort of professional. It's like, you know, there's a lot of things where I'm like, I think whenever I make it like coding something, it does feel like now back when I was younger, I remember in cereal packet cereal boxes, there was normally like a toy somewhere, and it's normally inevitably right at the bottom. Now, I was always told, no, you just got to wait until you've got eaten enough cereal till it just eventually comes out. But I'm more like no, I want to get it now. You know, and that's kind of like how my coding is sometimes, when I'm just like, oh yeah, you know, like the actual steps, you know, it's like I should actually just do the slightly slower. It's like, yep, okay, it's Rice Krispies again, just go through it, it's fine. Right, until eventually I'm like, yeah, but yeah. Whereas you've actually got, it sounds like you've got a much more sort of sensible, more structured plan, which is really cool. Set idle position, so switch torque position case torque position dot point, and now we've got our Aaron dot instance dot play forward continuously PSR, that will be idle point, and finishing sprite is going to be null, and anim speed, I'm going to say 0.1. In fact, I won't set the number here. I'm going to have somewhere near the top here, right at the top, about here looks good. We're going to have public float idle frame speed, and we'll have public float torque frame speed, and public float transition frame speed. Yeah, that makes sense. So here, instead of having 0.1, we just have it as idle frame speed, and we can always just play around with that. So let me make this as sort of clean as I can. So idle sit idle hand in one hand, hand in both hands. And what we'll do, we'll give this a quick test, see if it looks relatively okay, and then I'll oh no, I was really hoping that was just going to sort of look, just kind of work. Why am I lining all this up? Because when I'm actually doing the torque, we've got to use pretty much exactly the same code again, so I may as well may as well just copy and paste and change some of the things. And the transition is going to be the slightly more complicated bit, but that's okay. Oh yeah. Torque position. So if we've got all of that, we just need to replace this with torque, frame speed, and all of these. Shift Alt. Okay, right. We're almost underway. So yeah, this is fine for the time being. We're actually okay to test this. We just need a void update if input dot get key down open brackets key code dot let's do some of these middle letters key code dot y we'll have set idle position torque position dot point, and now we're just going to do. We'll see if we can go through all 8. It shouldn't take me too long. And even though we're not going to do anything about it right now, about here, I want a public torque position current torque position. Yeah, we won't be changing that yet, but when we're actually transitioning, it should make sense. Okay, so this is good. Let's just try and get one for all the things. So Y, U, I, O, point, sits, head in one hand, head in both hands. Right, so this will all be just testing. We're gonna get rid of this eventually, but I want to just see if like my original idea has sort of come to is coming to fruition. Right, so we're gonna check idle here. H, J, K, and L. Right, and everything will work. It will work first time perfectly without any problem at all. Right, wicked. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to actually set the thing as well. So idle frame speed, let's say 0.2. 0.2, 0.2. Let's set them all to that. Right. Okay. Let's see if we get any error messages. It's always slightly scary when you get this many yellow things. Right. So that's talking. That's me being idle there. That's okay. Let's see if it. Let's just see kind of like roughly how it looks on the main screen, because this might just look awful. Yeah. Right. So that's me sort of talking. The more I look about this, the more this probably won't work. But I kind of want to, just for completion's sake, get the transitions in place. This will be a little bit more confusing. So let's just put a bit of current torque position equals torque position. Okay, I'm just putting that there so that when we're trying to do the transition, it shouldn't be too hard. It shouldn't be too hard. This might be really easy. Right, okay, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this in, say, 12 minutes. Right, I've got 12 minutes till it's 2:30. Let's see if I can do this in time. I've got faith. Right, public void transition from positions. Torque position new torque position. Okay. So, first of all, we'll have switch current torque position, case torque position dot point break, and then from here we're now switching the new torque position. So switch new torque position. Case torque position dot point. I may as well put them all in. Break. Case torque position dot sit. And this is where I've just got to do a it shouldn't take too long. And we're just going to have an integer that we're going to create right at the beginning. Int chum equals 0. Okay. And I'm going to put a boolean here. Animating. Okay, right, there is a good reason as to why I'm doing this. Equals false. Okay. So to go from pointing to sitting, we're going to go sit to point but backwards. So that should be... oh, actually that needs to be... chom. Yeah, so chom equals Aaron.instance dot play backwards once PSR. So yeah, this is the little function, the animating function, which I created a little while ago. I'd like to say it's there to tackle the Unity in-game animator, but it's just purely when I look at the Unity in-game animator, I just kind of like it just fries my brain slightly. So I'm just like, no, just create my own version, which is which is quite a an ignorant way of doing it, but I just prefer this. Just makes so much more sense to me. So we're going backwards, and we're going from sit to point. Yeah. The last one will be sit to point dot length -1. And that will be transition frame speed. And I also want to have animating equals true. Okay. So now that we've got this here, we're going to this should, and we're now just going to kind of make we're going to tidy it up. It's like now that we've done the first one, everything else should be a lot easier. So sit, head in one hand, head in both hands. Okay. So point play forward once. Point to head in one hand. Right, 6 minutes. Okay, that's gonna cut things a little bit fine, but it's okay. I got this. Right. Okay. Point to both hands. Point to head of both hands. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we've just got to do this for the others in 5 minutes. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. I got this. We can again utilise quite a lot of the code. So point. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's like kind of that's the reason. It's quite hard to explain, but like because I've actually got literally a separate one for all of the different movements. It's only actually 6 because there's like 4 different positions. There's pointing, sitting, head in one hand, head in both hands, and if you actually sort of do the maths, there's only actually 6 different routes that you need to take. And obviously because they can go one way or the other, that means I'm essentially, there's like one is just the reverse of the other. So it's a bit of a complicated switch statement, but it's not too bad. So that will be sit to head in one hand. Sit to one hand. Sit to head both hands. Oh! I know what you're saying, actually. You might be right there. Like, because at the moment, when I did a little look into dictionaries, and like it looks like actually a genuine sort of practical. It looks like a sort of useful sort of tool. But I just saw it as kind of like using a list, but instead of just them being an array like 0 to 1, you can have different. Oh, hold on. Yeah, sorry, just tidying this up as I go. You can kind of use like words to actually indicate the point. That might make sense. I mean, like I think that part one thing, like the reason this is in many respects an early version of what I'm trying to do. And I'd rather make a version like this, which Oh, what? So I wouldn't. Okay, that's. Huh. I see exactly what you're saying. I mean, because the only problem is these are at the moment they're completely separate. Oh, so are you saying that I could have a dictionary which could incorporate these 4 things? Yeah, it would definitely look better than what it's currently look. Hold on. Right, sorry, I'm actually having a little look because this actually looks really good. So. Right, okay. Right, Oh, hold on, we could just have Sprite. Dictionary. Okay, I quite like this. So if I actually have a void, we'll keep it as a start. In fact, let's go make a public void setup dictionary. I'm going to assume that I'm treating it similar to a list here. Sprite dictionary equals new. Okay. Oh my word! This is as easy as it looks. This is fantastic. Oh yes. Okay. Right. So this is basically exactly the same as a list, except for we can put a number to it. Okay. Yeah. Way better. Way better. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right. Okay. Right. Let's see how quickly I can do this. I think we should just go from 0 all the way up to, what is it? 0, 1, 2. Yeah. Anyway, let's actually start doing it. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, like, what I could do, I could take baby steps at for the time being. Oh, I see. Yes. So if that's the case, we should rename this to Sprite idle dictionary, and we should have one for talk and transition. I was trying to work out an even lazier method, but so I'm gonna give this a shot. Oh, hold on. Are you saying that I can actually just have a talk position here? Oh, wow, that's even better. Okay, yes. Let's give this a shot, because I don't think this will take me that long to actually implement. This one might be a little bit more confusing. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get away with it with the transition. You know what, let's just ditch the transition one for the time being, but this one should be pretty easy. Ooh, why is that? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's more like, as I was putting it together, I was like, yeah, this doesn't quite make sense, does it? Okay. And right. Now let's do exactly the same thing again. So that will be I'm so lazy. I mean, this is impressively lazy, but I think this should work. So with that knowledge in mind, I'm going to still keep this greened out because I don't want to delete it straight away. But we can have... that will be... Sprite idle dictionary. Oh, how do we refer? Do we actually still use square brackets? Yeah. Nope, that needs to be a lowercase. Right. So it's basically that, isn't it? It's that, I think, hopefully. Will it be this simple? Okay. Yeah. Oh, nice. So yeah, that makes everything a lot cleaner. Yeah. Oh, see, this is. I really thanks so much, man. This is so useful. Really properly appreciate this. Like, right. Okay. Oh, we've got a problem. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I know what the problem is. Don't worry, relax. We just created the function. We haven't actually done it. I am going to see if I can do this. I'm hoping I can do this in the awake thing. It should work. I'm always slightly. Yeah. Well, I think I generally like, and don't get me wrong, I'm way happy with this. It's just I, as a rule, have a bit more like free time. Right, so that's good. Oh, do we actually want to have it ping pong instead? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. I think the idols we can actually have as ping pong. I think that should be alright. I might go back on that, but yeah, okay, brilliant. Look at all this. Bam! Ah, so satisfying. Yes, right, nice. But no, I way appreciate this help though. This is much better. Admittedly, I think I'm still going to have to stick with this for over here. An extra break there for seemingly no reason. So it's going to go from sit to point. That's fine. Over here, I think I've actually done this. This is all good, isn't it? So the reason that I've got animating equals true, I'll explain that a little bit, because what we actually also want to do is have comma bool idle. Yeah. I'll explain why I'm doing all that in a second. Sit head in one hand. Right, so when we've got head in one hand and we're looking to get to point, we're looking to go from so yeah, I think that's fine. We will need to do a bit of tweaking with some of this stuff eventually, but we will just go through all of the cycles and then see if it works. Okay, so that's fine over here. Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, the reason that I've actually put these breaks in... Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Done. Yeah. I mean... Oh, I was going to say, like, you know, like, my like, I'm actually going to use yours. Okay, so animating equals... let's have a look. Not. Yeah, because I would normally have an if statement or indeed a complicated switch statement. New talk position. No, actually, I can't use that. New talk position is equal to current talk position. So if that statement is true, then animating is true. Yeah, wicked. We can get rid of all this now. Yeah. Yeah. I think the when it comes to the setting, you are correct actually there. I was going to say, when we're referring to an if statement, there's quite often a case where it's like, if this is true, then do a bunch of code, else do another different bunch of code. But when it actually comes to setting it, I completely agree. I think this is actually much better, so much better, like in every way to do it this way. I just like I'm used to just doing like several lines of code to perform exactly the same thing. But I like it though. One thing that I can't emphasize how useful and helpful it is that you're able to actually look and see kind of roughly where I'm going with the code. Which is just so valuable. It's like you can actually see, you can see roughly sort of my plan, which is really cool. Yeah, there is a reason why I need the animating thing. Right, so that goes forward, and that goes from. Oh yeah. We need to fix this. So when it's going from pointing, no, it's going from head in one hand, playing that backwards, that's fine. So that will go sit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I tell you what. It's so valuable though. Like, it really is. I know. I think there was actually. I remember it must have been quite a few streams ago when I think you'd noticed like there was a certain thing which I couldn't work out. It wasn't working, and you noticed this tiny little bit of code where I think I'd put an extra 0 in a string, which completely messed everything up. And it's the sort of thing which, like, usually would take me like a good maybe up to half an hour of me putting debug messages in all the different places to try and work out and zero in the point. But you were just like a bam straight on it, which was awesome. Right, so that will be. Yep, that's fine. So when we're playing backwards, we've always got the one at the end. This looks good. So this one is actually play forward. One hand. So I think that's okay. The reason I'm putting these breaks, I can get rid of these altogether, but it makes it a bit easier to copy and paste. Right. Okay. Oh yeah, let's get rid of that as well. Head in both hands. So I'm actually looking to go. I think most of this is actually very similar. It's going to go from right, yeah, cool. I realise I set myself a challenge to get this done by 2:30, and it's 2:45, and still haven't done it. Right. So why have I done? Why have I done all of this stuff? I want to have at the bottom here. We'll have another boolean, which we'll just call busy for the time being. Public bool busy. And we actually need to make this a coroutine. So numerator. Right, start coroutine. This will make sense eventually. Transition. Right. So the reason this is giving me a red squiggly is I've made this a coroutine, but at the moment it's got no things that actually allow it to be that. So if animating, then do a bunch of stuff. Right, where are we up to? So while Aaron.instance. Chumbles chom. So this little bit of line of code here, this is within this Aaron script. It's whenever I do any animation, it actually returns a number, right? And that refers to this boolean. And this boolean is true while the animation is occurring. But as soon as, like, for example, we have, when we're going, say, we're playing from pointing to head in a hand, as soon as that actual animation has finished, then the boolean becomes false again. So we're essentially just waiting for this boolean to be false before we do the next thing. So right now I'm going to do oh, actually this should be quite easy actually. So current torque position equals new torque position, switch idle. Oh no, go on. I'm going to get into the if idle, then set idle position. Set idle position of current torque position. Else right. And then we can have busy equals true, busy equals false, and I might regret putting this here, but I could have if not busy, then we can do this. So let's just see what this looks like. So now we've got all of this. We're going to do this. We're going to change this a little bit. Okay. So this will be transition from positions. Transition from positions. Torque position dot point, comma, true. I'm going to change that to false. I probably probably didn't need to copy and paste this much, but false. Right. Okay. Right. How's this looking? How's this going to look? Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Is everything going to just work? Is this going to be like my magnum opus of getting the animation to work really quickly? Right. Let's go. So I think it's defaulting to pointing. So we'll go. So there we go, and then. Ah, yeah, there is a slight problem, but that's okay. That's something which is easily... So that looks like it's going the wrong way, but we just got to work out every transition, so... Okay, so he's going slightly the wrong way that way, but that's okay. So if we're going from pointing all the way to head in hands... Still does feel a little bit pokey, but I think the idea, like, yeah, because when you're going all the way back to sort of pointing, yeah, I might need to alter one of those frames. Oh. Right. But yeah, let me just try all the combinations. So, so that's talking. Yeah. So okay, we've got so that's him talking there. Oh, okay. I think literally there is just one. That works actually a lot better than I thought. In all honesty, that works a lot better than I thought. I think this needs to be forward. It does. Play forward once, and that just needs to be 0. Okay, I think that's good. What we need to do next is, I think now that I've actually seen it in action, we can see some of the frames that just look a little bit rubbish. Let's have a look. So we actually want this bit of code to kind of go over there. Nope. Fair enough. No, that's absolutely everything's fine. I don't know what I'm complaining about. So, it's yeah. Okay. The reason that I've got this is purely because if we could ignore the whole animating thing altogether, but then there's a chance there might be another animation that's taking this up, and everything will be unsynced. So is that the right one? Yeah. Yeah, that won't be synced up. So that kind of needs to remain there. I think this can always just go at the bottom over here, and even though we're setting the current position in these. Needs to go on top, sorry, yeah. Okay. That should be okay. Right, so that looks good. Let me have a little look at the talking. So we're going to try all the combinations. It shouldn't take too long. But there is a little thing that I kind of want to have a look at. We can probably unlock, actually, if I just go... Ah, yeah. Close tab, that's fine. So I want to have a quick look at the point talk. Oh, actually, maybe I've got another quick idea, which will make life a bit easier. I think if we just have ping pong for everything, I think it'll look a bit smoother. But let's have a look. Okay. Right. So let's give this a try now. And we can, as well, while we're not actually having maximise on play, we can have a look at here. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And we can like play around with these, what actually looks good. So I still want this to be big-ish. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, I actually still need to have it selected. Okay, fair enough. Right, so let's just start with... No, change my mind, have it like that, that's fine. Okay. What is that one frame that just doesn't quite sync? Yeah. Maybe we have the transition speed a little bit up, so maybe 0.1. Let's give that a try. That looks alright, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of play. This looks quite cool. Yeah, so there's only talking. Yeah, I didn't actually... I think, ideally, when I'm pointing... you know, most people, they won't often actually have a conversation where they're talking and they're like, and here's a good point. And then the other person is talking and it's just like, yep, but I'm going to remain here idle. It's like, it's normally I want to have the point when I've got an interesting point to make. Okay, right. So that is looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I'm obviously kind of like, I'm going to do more with it. But I just quite like that sort of silhouette idea. Now it's probably obvious that like the way which I was able to get these sort of lines to indicate is I got a normal photo and it just checked each pixel, so it had a pixel either side of it, and if the like there was a big enough difference between the red, green and blue of each pixel, it would make it turn into a black dot, and that's pretty much, yeah. Like, I was so happy when I finally did it because I was like, oh wow, that looks, you know, it looks a little bit like the I can't remember the band, but there's a song called Take Me On by a band that was made in the 80s. It was, yeah, it's great. Okay, so what are we doing next? Right, now this is going to be an interesting one. And I'm going to create a... Yeah, this might not go super well, but let's go create a folder, episodes, yeah, episodes, create folder, episode 1. So I'm going to gather all the pictures, because the idea is you're going to be talking and then the picture's going to come up to kind of like reference what he's talking about. I say he, I know this is obviously a picture of me, but right, so we need to get hold of all the pictures that I've made. Now they're actually kind of everywhere at the moment. So let's have a look. Talk, So I think, there we go, hold on. Actually, where's episode 1? Right, yeah. This is me trying to sort of use my skill and try and make it slightly more artistic. Okay. Unfortunately, I won't be able to, as much as I've got the scripts written down, I won't be able to actually do the recording during the script, because all of my technology involves the computer being off and everything being quiet. And I can just normally do it on my phone. Right, episode 1. Okay, so we got those. And we now want to go to Boxman. Story slides. So this is stuff that I was originally going to put in my Boxitaire game. But I feel like I'm quite happy with... I can still, given that I'd never actually put it in. So that's these ones here. What on earth is this? Don't worry, it'll make sense. It probably won't make sense, but it'll be great anyway. Right, 460. So these are slightly smaller images. So these ones here, I'm going to have as 64, and these apply. Oh yeah, actually, these ones here as 128, and apply. And all of these, we're going to make them point filter and none, and apply. Okay. Right. So, now episode master. What we now want is, in fact, we'll make an episode master script, because what we're going to do, we're going to have the ability to create a picture, which is going to be relevant to what he's saying. And yeah, and I kind of like the idea that you can have a picture and then another one can come on top, but again, I like the idea that when a picture comes up, the next one is not necessarily perfectly in line. It's not perfectly parallel or indeed perpendicular to the line of the screen. It's more like it's as if you're putting a bit of paper down, and it's just sort of stacks nicely. It stacks in a sort of slightly as if you were sort of putting cards in a discard pile. They wouldn't be perfectly even. That's what I'm sort of going for. So what we need first is right, where do we start? So scripts, episode scripts. We're going to have create C# script, episode master script. And we want create C# script individual episode slide script. Okay, so this one shouldn't be too difficult. We're going to work on this one first. So I think I just create a 2D object, sprites, square. We're going to give it one of these pictures. Let's go give it this guy. And we want this one to just be at the front. That's fine. And where would a good place to put the pictures be? So if I have 0 and 0, we've got a bit more space than that. 3. And we can probably make this one a bit bigger as well. So now 2, 2, 2. I think that's okay. And these ones, because what I could do, instead of actually changing the scale, I could just change the size of all the, how big the pictures are, over somewhere. Yeah, so over here, if I were to just make this into 64, which actually, you know what, let's just do it that way, I think. Let's hope I actually go the right way, 64. So this will be massive, but then we'll shrink it down. Yeah, that's fine. So we go on to here and just make this 1, 1, 1. And given that we want these pictures to be a little bit bigger than that, I think we can probably... let's see, if this was... Let's just do a little bit of... I think that's good enough, isn't it? So let's go double the size of all the pictures. Let's just say I was to pick... can't remember where I actually put them. My artistic pictures. There we go. That one there. That still seems fine, doesn't it? So let's just double the size of all of them. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so let's go over here. So this one here we can upgrade to 64 and apply. And these ones here I can upgrade to 32. Apply. That'll just mean that they're showing bigger on the screen without me having to deal with the scale. The reason being is this particular scale is used for other things, and it just makes life a lot easier if it's always regulates at size 1. I've just run into those sort of problems before. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, one thing which I didn't explain at any point. I did create a new episode scene, but I literally, all I've actually done to it is give it the master game object, which like persists through the scene, which is in all of the scenes. I have added a completely empty game object called Episode Master and simply just put Mover and Aaron on it. And I haven't even set this mover yet. This one needs to be, let's go 100. And then everything else, I created an empty thing and I've just put some code on. So here, we're going to have individual episode slide game object. It's quite a mouthful, I realise that. So we probably want a new folder here. Episode stuff, and let me go put this new bit of code that I've created. Individual episode slide. Yeah. Okay. Right. So now I can just move this bad boy into here. And now we've got access to this as and when we need it. But let's just have a little bit of fun with this on its own. We want to make this do things. So let's edit this script and see where we go. So I think we need access to public sprite renderer get private set Oh yeah, we haven't actually named it yet. We'll call it slide SR. Oh yeah. Right, I think we're good. Okay. Void awake. And let's go make a boolean as well for public bool busy. There's probably better ways of doing this, but I just love doing it this like I like when I sort of create an idea that sort of makes so much sense to me, but probably might not make an awful lot of sense to everyone else. But sprite renderer. So the way the episodes are going to work is it will start off with the screen of just him who's talking, but then he'll bring up a certain point. And then the slides will kind of appear. So it's going to be a long coroutine. An important thing to mention as well, and it's something that I've learned from my last mistake, is whatever the cutscene is, I always want there to be the ability for you to skip. So I want to have it so that when the mouse button goes down, something just saying like skip, and then you need to hold it down for like half a second, and it just sort of skips forward. Right, so that's what we're working on. What can we actually do with this? So what we kind of want to have is a public void summon and what's the exact position this is in at the moment? I could probably change that. 4.5. I think 4.5 sounds... yeah, 4.5 should be okay. Okay. Yeah. So, summon slide, and we want a sprite. Episode sprite. I think we'll need to add more arguments later, but that's not too much of a problem right now. Private enumerator summon slide routine. Busy equals true. Busy equals false. Start coroutine. Episodes. Okay. So I think I'm going to have... actually, I wonder if I could do this. Private static vector 3. We kind of want to make it a constant as well. Vector 3 base vec equals I think that's okay. We also want no, we don't do that. Sorry. And I'm going to put over here. Int layer order. So the purpose being, when we're creating multiple slides, obviously you want the new one to go on top of the other one, and this will help facilitate that, I think. So we can just have a quick slide sr dot sorting order equals layer order. That's fine. So that will sort of set this up. Actually, just for my own OCD, I kind of need to do it like this. Not that this makes any sense, it's more of just a habit that I've got into, but whenever I'm starting a coroutine and I need a function to do it, I want that function to do one thing, which is start the coroutine, and then everything else is done within here. That makes sense to me, I think, right. So, slide sr dot sprite equals episode sprite, and we kind of want it to fade from clear into so from clear, like completely transparent, into fully opaque. So it starts off by having slide sr dot color equals color dot clear, and then int chum equals mover dot instance dot fade sr to color, and the arguments are our sprite renderer, the target color, which is color dot white, and the time to take, I think it's going to be just a quick 0.25f. That's fine. While mover dot instance dot now we're going to do something quite clever here as well. We're going to, as it's fading, instead of it just appearing, I want to just do just a little gentle bounce to make it feel as though it has actually just been sort of stacked somewhere. So we're going to have, so this is our base vec. Oh, we need access to the transform as well. I should have done this sooner, but that's okay. So public transform slide trans get private set, and over here slide trans equals get component transform. Okay, so the angle at which it's going to be, this I just need to actually, I think this is okay, there won't be any error messages. I just want to, this is more of a sort of test thing. Let's just do that for the time being. So the actual rotation, no, not that. I think it's the Z, isn't it? Yeah. So we want anywhere for it to, anywhere between, say, minus 10. Maybe that's a bit too high. Maybe minus 5. Yeah, minus 5 to plus 5. Yeah, that's fine. And I think its starting rotation should be anywhere between minus 5 and plus 5 as well. Okay. Right. So. So now we've got access to this trans. We're going to have slide trans dot Euler angles equals new vector 3 random dot range somewhere between minus, actually no, this one can be minus 10.0f and 10.0f. No, I'm going ahead of myself there. So yeah, as soon as it's created, it's giving itself just a bit of an angle, and then it's going to move to a slightly more rational angle in a sec. So mover.instance dot rotate to point is the one where I can just put in my slide trans. Point to look at is going to be this, but we're going to change it a little bit. But yeah, just to minus 5 and plus 5. And the time to take is also going to be 0.25 seconds. So the time it takes to fade is about as long as it's going to take to just talking to myself. Yeah, the time it takes to like fade in from clear to opaque is going to be the same amount of time it takes to rotate, and then it's going to land. And let's go make things a little bit. Am I making this a bit more complicated? You know what? Let's. No, I will do this. I think even though this looks a little bit overkill, mover dot So yeah, I've got a bit of an idea. And what we could actually do is we could set all of these vectors beforehand, which might make a bit of sense actually. I quite like that. Okay, so don't worry, I got my plan. So vector 3 starting Euler vec, vector 3 ending Euler vec, vector 3 starting pos vec, and vector 3 finishing pos vec. I feel if we can just do all this in one go, this will make life a lot easier. So I can just go it'll be a lot clearer and a lot easier to edit if I need to. This is quite a lot of work for just a tiny little flavour, but I quite like it. Equals new vector 3, actually, is base vec plus new vector 3, and I think there should just be maybe I'm going to experiment. In fact, let's go. Let me have a little experiment as to what we think is too big, too little. So if that was, say, 1, that's a bit too big. 0.25. Yeah, 0.25. Okay. Right. So we're going to have base vec equals base vec plus new vector 3. Done the wrong brackets. Okay, random dot range somewhere between 0.5 and 0.5 minus 0.5 and 0.5. So that's where it's going to start. And finishing that needs to be equals. Right. So what am I doing here? When it actually summons, it can be slightly off the grid, but then when it comes into place, it sort of goes somewhere in the just 0.25, just a little bit out of it. So it still gives that sort of random factor. So if you put loads of things on at the same time, you will see a sort of stack build up. So what we want to do here now is have slide trans dot position equals starting pos vec. Okay, and now mover dot instance dot move to point bounce C. This might look slightly underwhelming once it's done, but I reckon it'll be okay. I think this will be okay. And that will be finishing pos vec, and that'll be over 0.25 seconds. That's good. Okay. Busy equals false. All right. Yeah, we're missing one little variable there. I think that can just be 0.25. I could make that a random number as well, but I don't think it's necessary. So that's just showing, so what's actually happening when the slide appears. It's going to appear somewhere that's like a little bit off place, and then it's going to find another place, and it's just going to sort of slide around. So hopefully it'll look all right. Right, so that is the whole summoning thing sorted. trying to work out if there's anything more that I need to do. Well, yeah, what we're going to do as well is we're just going to have public void unsummon. Now this is going to be really easy. This one, unsummon slide. This one won't take as long. All I'm going to do is just simply fade the alpha away, which shouldn't be too difficult at all. Private IEnumerator unsummon slide. Start coroutine. Summon slide. Oh, routine. There we go. Busy equals true. Busy equals false. Okay. We can actually use quite a lot of the same code. So I think this is all we actually need. This is all the functions we need. Now, a little while ago, you probably saw me making... yeah, this is where kind of like we'll see soon. So I made this episode master. So this is going to be in control of all the stuff. So edit scripts. Let's get rid of all this. Let's make this an instance, even though we might not necessarily need to. So public static episode master script instance void awake instance equals this. Spelled incorrectly. Okay. So I just feel we'll probably need to do that. And public void create slide. Yeah, the reason I'm sort of going a little bit sort of cautiously is what will happen. Some of the slides I want to be animated. I want like things to happen, like the slide comes up and then it does, it sort of animates a little bit as well, which is kind of what I'm working on. So create slide. Yeah, we've got quite a few things we need. So first of all, private game object slide go. Slide go equals resources.load game object, and we'll find the location. Let's do that now before I forget. So we'll copy this path. Right, sweet. Okay. Right, nice. Okay, create slide. And I kind of want to have another thing. Public void set episode. Now this is going to look a little weird. This is going to be useful for the future, and I'd rather do something which is going to be, yeah, like I say, useful for the future, I think. So we're right at the top here. We're going to have public enum. I might regret this. I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with it. This might make more sense to, instead of using an enum, using a string, but I'm going to see how it goes this way. Episode name. Opening. And I'm just going to put another one in just for just so they can. We call this one tutorial or something. So set episode. Private sprite. So we're getting episode sprites. Okay. Here, the argument we're going to have is episode name, and this actually I might just put this straight on the master thing. I think I shall. That'll probably make more sense. So Control X, go on here, and then at the bottom over here, we're just going to create a new enum, which is going to be episode name. So hopefully this should still be okay. Episode name, ep name. Case episode name dot opening. Episode sprites equals yeah, we just want to get the access to the sprites, so resources dot load all sprites in a particular place, which we've got the location. We just need to just get it. Resources, sprites, episodes. So this is episode 1. Copy path. Okay. Right. So all this is about is just making sure we've got the right sprites for whatever episode we're looking to do. So now that we've got them, like, I've still got a whole, I do want to have a full, like, quite complex coroutine to go through each one, but I'm going to worry about that a little bit later. So now we've got access to all these episode sprites. Let's go. What we kind of want as well is a private list of individual. I've used the word individual too many times. There's too many scripts. Individual episode slide script. Slide scripts. Okay. And I guess here is as good a time as any to just make sure slide script equals new list. So yeah, this is just making sure, like, we're gonna, like, because we're looking to create multiple slides at once, and then, like, there's going to be a button that just gets rid of them all. I think that makes sense. And let's go, because we love it, even though we might not use it at all, public bool busy. It's always just nice to have one of these booleans. Right, okay, so now we're going to have public void create slide. And now this could actually, instead, this could be an integer. And we're just going to refer to episode sprites. Int episode int. Right, and Now we've got access to game objects, so we're going to have slide scripts dot add. No, I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Individual episode script equals instantiate slide go dot get component. I don't need to worry about positions or anything. I can just create it, and then when we're actually calling the code, it will just do it all on its own. So this will be individual episode slide script. Right, let's go. Okay, and now slide scripts dot add individual episode script. Individual episode script dot summon slide episode int oh yeah, and we need to have public int current layer int. So oh yeah, so that will just be episode sprites episode int. Okay, right, this will make sense eventually. So this will create it, and we'll do the current layer int, and then yeah, this should be fine. And now, yeah, 'cause in my head, this feels like it should be a coroutine. There's no real reason why this should be, but why am I? No, okay, I've got an idea. I think we do make it a coroutine, and I can kind of come up with a justification as to why I should. So I'm going to have public int slides being created. So yeah, I can make a justification for it. Start coroutine. Right. Oh, I've done one more bracket there. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't make an awful lot of sense, but in my head, I do want to have this in a routine. So what we can do, if there's like multiple slides, I can't really work out why, but if there's lots of slides being created at the same time, they will all stack still quite nicely. Slides being created. Slides being created ++ and minus. Yeah, no, there is a good reason, and I'll explain why. I think this will make sense. It's because if we're creating a bunch of slides and then we need to get rid of them, there will never be any confusion. Because there's always that fear that it's trying to destroy one while it's being summoned, and this will hopefully negate that problem. This problem that will probably never come up, but I would rather have that problem dealt with. Okay, so that one summons the slide, and now we can have while individual episode slide script dot busy yield return null. Right, now we want to have public void clear all. Oh yes, sorry, there's another thing I need to do. So now we've got that current layer in. We want to have current layer int plus plus. Okay, clear all slides. And then private enumerator clear all slides routine. Start coroutine clear all slides routine while slides being created is greater than 0, yield return null, and then yeah, and I think what we should do as well is we're actually going to have a busy here, so busy equals true. Maybe I should change it to clearing slides. I might not use this busy thing at all, clearing slides. So we'll actually have clearing slides equals true. Clearing slides equals false. So first of all, we'll wait until all the slides that are currently in the queue to being created have been created. And then we're going to start getting rid of them. So, and let's go make it look a little bit fruitier. So we're going to have float time equals 0, equals right equals 0. Now for int I equals 0, I less than slide scripts dot count I plus plus. If slide scripts I is not equal to null, slide scripts I dot unsummon slide. So that should summon them, unsummon them. But what we'll do, we're going to make it a little bit. Going to have just so that it kind of looks, it doesn't just instantly all disappear. We're going to have while time is less than, let's just say 0.2f, time plus equals time dot delta time, yield return null. So this is going to wait 1/5 of a second. So if we've got a bunch of them, it's going to take 1/5 of a second to see them all sort of fade away. It just kind of gives it a nicer sort of artistic look, I suppose. And time minus equals 0.2f. So this is actually another really interesting thing that I learned. So what's happening here is we're unsummoning one, then we're waiting 0.2 seconds, and then we're unsummoning again. What I used to do would be I'd have just simply time equals 0, but this way it deals with slower processes, or slower processes. So like if you've got something that's quite slow, it's not going to slow everything down. Everything should still remain the same, I think, but it's quite hard to explain. So we're waiting 0.2 seconds, which is wicked, and then now what we want as well is slide scripts equals new list. So that resets everything. Okay, so let's go give this a test. I can probably have a void update. Right, we've used quite a lot of the keyboard already. Let's go have T and G. So if input dot get key down keycode dot T, actually also need to have set episode name dot opening. Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to have create slide, and it will be random dot range somewhere between 0 and the episode sprites dot length. Now, oh yeah, there's another really big important thing that I want to have as well. So let's just say 4 is our baseline current layer. So current layer int equals 4. And over here, once we've cleared everything, we want to have current layer int equals 4 again. So this should just make sure that everything goes on top of it as it's created, but then as it's cleared, it goes back down to 4. I think that's okay. Right. So over here, we want to have clear all slides. And that is going to be G. Okay. Right, this is looking good. Okay. So at the moment it's just creating random slides, and we'll see what it looks like. I'll go maximize on play. Right. Yeah, I reckon it's going to work. It'll be fine. Okay. So let's just have me just idle there. Right. So T. Oh. I've definitely done something wrong there. I think I know what I've done. But this is actually looking okay. We're getting close. It's rotate to look at point. Rotate to point. That's it. That's all we've done. So yeah, okay. Okay. So let's have me sort of talking, actually, just idle for the time being, that's fine. Right, okay. So here's all the slides, they're coming up. It looks like I haven't sorted the rotation out. I must have missed something, but if we clear them all... Oh, it's clearing from back to front, which is fine. Let me get rid of this, we don't need this anymore. I kind of wanted it to go from front to back, but that shouldn't be too hard. So when we're clearing all the slides, let me just try and work this out. So instead of it being that, it should be slide scripts dot count -1 minus that. I think that's it. That looks a little ugly, I know. There's other ways I could do this. Let's see if that does the thing that I want it to do. And let's go try and work out why the rotation isn't seeming to work. let's have a look, because I do want that sort of slightly wacky rotation feel of it all. Right, let's give it another try. Okay. Oh, apparently it has been rotated. Oh, I've done the wrong bit. I know. No, it's all right. Everything's sorted. Everything's all right. We're okay. In fact, this is surprisingly easy to fix. We just need to have, because yeah, what I'm doing, I'm rotating the X, and I should be rotating the Z. So I think that should sort it. Okay. Right. So hopefully the rotations will just look a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer now. Right. Let's give this a try. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Yes, and then clearing them all. Might be a little bit slow, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so I'm going to have an audio going over, and I'm going to get the sort of time frames to. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. You know what, that one little frame is going to be irritating me so much that I'm going to fix that now. Oh, hold on. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to do something incredibly sneaky here. So, let me just experiment. Let's see if this works. Because I ping-ponged at the wrong point. Maybe this works. Right, that way I don't need to delete any slides. Doesn't quite work, does it? No, I think we just delete this one altogether. Let's give that another look. Trying to work out why that's... Oh, I think I know why. I think it's going to be something quite clever, actually. So... So I think it's because there's only 3 slides in this one. And there's loads of ways around it. It's just that other one was a bit of a rubbish one, so... Maybe if I just duplicate this one and have this as number 20. Oh, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I know what the problem is. it's because I didn't actually I set all of these individually, didn't I? So this will be idle point and idle and talk point. Oh yeah. Let's lock this bad boy. Oh, I locked on the wrong thing. Let's go into here, then lock it. Right. So point talk. Okay, let's just go back to 0. But I think I prefer this anyway, and talk point. It's going to be the same again. Okay, let's give it another try. Right, okay. Because I do want to have a look at all of the animations. Still feels a bit rubbish. Yeah, we can just get rid of... I think we'll just get rid of that one altogether. Let's give that another try. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Yeah, that's me creating the different slides. That's getting rid of them. And what I can do, just add an extra layer of continuity to everything, where we've got our episode master script. Somewhere, where we're creating over here, we kind of want to, while clearing all slides, yield return null. That's just so you can't create slides. Yeah, that's just so you can't create slides while this is going on. Okay, so this is fantastic. Right. Now, where do we go from here? So, this is where, like, we can do an awful lot of very clever things. I'm trying to work out what makes the most sense. Okay. So I think, I mean, like, yeah, to be honest, we're doing really well so far. Like, we have made a lot of progress. I'm really happy with what we've done so far. But yeah, like, because I wanted to just make sure. So what we actually need to do now is, oh yeah, of course. I think we want the transition speed to be a bit faster as well, don't we? Oh yeah. Let's try and keep it exactly the same as that. So. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Just needed to fix that from earlier. So, I don't know if I need another script, but basically now that we've got this episode master, we want to have a fresh... Yes! Okay, boom, got it. Sorry. I do apologise, that was a really loud clap. I worked out... yeah, it took me a little while to kind of... to get this sorted, but we're going to have... over here. Alright, let me see if I can get this correct. So episode scripts, we we're going to have a new folder within this. Create folder, individual episodes, individual episode scripts. Okay. And now we're going to have create a C# script, individual episode scripts. This will make sense eventually, so we're going to create a whole new thing here. And I'm going to have this is So yeah, this is something that I always wanted to do before, and it's only now that I've just remembered this makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to have another one, which is going to be called episode opening script. Okay. So we want to open both of these. And this, let's go start. Individual episode script. So I'm going to actually close all but this. And then open this one. Okay. Right, why have I done all of this? So in here, we're going to actually have, because there's quite a lot of things, I want to have a bit of freedom within here, so that whatever script is happening, I can really manipulate things exactly how I would like to manipulate them. And if I have a separate coroutine, we can make sure that we get hold of this script, and we'll know it will be able to follow the routine. So let's go on to here. There isn't too many things we need here. We just want to have public void start episode, and that might be all we need. Oh no, hold on, how do we make it a public? So let's go here. This will make sense eventually, hopefully. Right. Individual. Ooh, okay, we've got a bit of. Okay, I probably didn't need a plural there, but that shouldn't matter too much. Okay. Is it virtual? Public virtual void start episode. Okay, we just need to get rid of that. Okay. So this way we can have a bunch of code in here and do lots of different exciting things that might not necessarily stick with the original norm. It just gives us a lot more freedom. And here, I just want to have a debug.log saying you shouldn't be able to read this with an exclamation mark. Now we want to have public. In fact, it should be protected. Let's go keep it. Let's go make it posh and fancy. Protected. So protected override. Yes. Okay. That's exactly what I was after. Brilliant. Okay. So now private enumerator. Start episode routine, and we should do one more thing. No, there's a few more things that we need to do, but let's go have another one here. public bool. We're just going to have this as busy. So, start coroutine. Start episode routine. Sounds like it's my brother's back. Busy equals true. Busy equals false. The reason I want all of this is, yeah, now when we're actually creating, this is going to be specific episode 1, which is going to use those frames somehow. Oh yes, right. So we're actually looking to construct an episode. Admittedly, I haven't got the audio. I've got the script for it, but like I haven't actually recorded it yet. And so with each episode, we're essentially going to be going through all of these motions. And you know what? What probably makes more sense is if let's have a look. Yes, yeah. So the reason this kind of works is, yeah, in my head I did have a plan. So what we can do is, oh, hold on, yeah, because what I'm thinking is we want to have this as just a sort of dummy thing, and this will be the one that's being called. Where would I put the word abstract? Would it be... oh, maybe not. Probably not there. Oh, right, yeah, cool. Yeah. The only reason that I might not necessarily want to do that is there might need to be, maybe, I mean, I'm happy, I'll stick with that for the time being. There is a chance I might need, might need to have a generic function within here. But I like that. I knew that because I remember actually when I think I was learning C originally, just not C++ or C#, but originally when I was learning C, they talked about this abstract, and I was thinking, you know, like it just confused me a little bit because we were suddenly getting introduced with abstract, virtual, and override and loads of stuff in one go. I just completely forgot that, but yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's really good. Okay, so now, what were we going to do? Yeah, that's it. So, what we can do... I might regret this, but let's give it a shot. Public static episode script instance, and then instance equals this. Right, brilliant. I think that's all we need. The weird thing is, the reason that I'm so keen on doing this is when I, like, you know, about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was working on another game that involved animating, and I was trying to work out a way of putting, like, essentially doing a start episode and putting so many different variables in one go, and it worked, but it was an ugly process. You know when we were talking before about how when you don't want to have too many arguments, this particular like function that I made before, quite literally it had about something like 16 arguments, and a lot of them were arrays of like floats that all needed to, so it was like this massive ugly mess of everything, and I feel it'll make it so much easier if I can just do it all from here. So we're gonna have what's the easiest way of doing this? So Yeah, okay, I've got a plan. Um, yeah, we need to open something else. Where are we up to? So episode master script. Oh, it looks quite clean now. Now it's all closed up. So what we're going to have over here, I think, is going to be a private individual episode scripts. Oh, I'm that the fact that I put an S at the end of that is going to eat me alive. Right, okay, no, let's go rename that. Sorry, yeah, okay, that's going to cause me a lot of trouble elsewhere, but that's okay. Right, hopefully that might be everything. Maybe everything's fine now. Current episode. Right, I think that's fine. And then what we want to have is over here we want to have current episode equals hold on. I just need to. Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, sorry. I just need to kind of get my brain in gear as to how I'm going to do this. So I'm trying to skip to individual episode script equals game object dot add add components. That's not. I knew that wasn't right. Oh yeah, hold on. No, that's fine. Right. Right, what am I missing? And it's going to be, I'm going to be... Oh, yes, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I knew something looked wrong there. Yeah, that's fine. No. No, that is fine. Yeah, so this will be individual. No, what am I doing? I'm going crazy here. I've somehow closed this one. Okay. Oh, so it is episode opening script. Oh yeah. Episode opening script. Okay, right. God, that was painful. Sorry about that. That was really painful. Okay, and then current episode equals. Yeah, this does look quite a sort of long-winded way of doing this, but current episode dot. Oh, of course. God, what? Here's me being really fancy. This obviously needs to be public, doesn't it? I was trying too many complicated things at once. Right, okay, well, let's make this public. Okay. Right, now let's do a big old save like that. Go back over here. Start episode. Okay. So I think that should be okay now. I'm going to do another. This one here can be protected. Protected episode master script. And I just thought. Oh yeah, we probably. So when we've actually got abstract, does that mean that even the awake won't work? Because I kind of want to. P episode script. Let's just have that. Yeah, that's fine. I want this as short because I'm going to have to type this quite a few times. And so we've got full manipulation of everything that we need to do. So at the moment, I'm just going to simply, at the top here, just have master equals episode master script dot instance, and P equals okay, yeah, right. So what we also need is, which will make sense in a little bit, so I'm going to use this as a placeholder. We might not need this in our final version, but we're going to have public void time passed, public float, sorry. Void numerator time passed routine. While yeah, okay, this does make sense now. Yeah. While current episode dot busy time passed plus equals time dot delta time yield return null. Okay. Yeah. Right, we're making progress here. I wanted to make sure that I've got all the things set here, so now we can just put a dummy episode together. We can actually, upon setting episode, we also want to start coroutine. Oh! Yes! Brilliant. Fantastic. Sorry, that actually makes loads of sense. Sorry. Yes, okay, I do apologise. I was incredibly slow on the uptake there. Yes, in that case, sorry. I really appreciate that. Let me just, individual episode. So what we can actually have here, because this is kind of, I wanted to have this in the Control X. Yeah, sorry, that makes a lot of sense now. Void awake. Yeah. So it's that way, when I'm making more episodes, I only need to do that once instead of doing it for every episode. Wicked. Okay, sorted. Right. So now start coroutine, time passed routine. Okay. Right. So I think we can actually start putting things together. So I think straight off the bat, we're going to have P dot yeah, P dot can't remember any of the functions. What did I call all of the functions? Yeah. Right, I just need to stare at this for a little while until it makes sense. Yeah, transition from positions, yeah. Transition from positions, and we want yep, and I'm actually still thinking of the future here, and I think this makes a lot of sense. Let's do this before I think what I need is we're going to have this. We're going to go into our master script and just put it there. Let's unlock this. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know if anyone else has ever had this problem where you forget that you've locked it and you're clicking on things and you think the whole thing's crashed. That's happened to me multiple times where, like, yeah, because that lock thing is very useful, but I mean, I know it's happened literally, I think, on 2 or 3 occasions where I've thought, oh no, Unity's bugged, okay, right, let's just save everything, close everything down, restart my computer, put everything back up, let's see if it works. And then I think it still actually records and remembers the fact that you've pressed the locked thing, so it still doesn't work. And then you eventually find that out. Anyway, right, let's go put this, cut, and paste over there. Okay, just like to know that that's all there, that's fine. Okay. Right, so now we are going to go into episode opening script. So talk position dot sit and true. While master dot time passed is less than, say, 2.0f. So we're waiting 2 seconds, then I'm going to start talking. For a little bit. Yeah, this might still not be the most efficient way, so I'm going to be talking for, say, 6 seconds, or for 4 seconds, and then I'm going to continue talking while I'm pointing, point. So this is just like, once I've actually got the, once I've actually got the audio file together, I've got ways of like working out the exact point where someone's going to have to lip sync, so I can just like refer to all the sides. But this is going to be just a sort of tester, so to speak, to see if this works. Once I've done this, I might, yeah, like I say, putting the episode together might be a little bit difficult. So that's that one's still, that can be false. It doesn't matter. Actually, you know what? We're then going to go master dot create slide. Let's just have 0. And then we want to go back. Yeah, it's probably like an easier way of doing this, but I think it's just okay. Then I go back to continuing talking, and then so let's give this a shot. See if this works. Then we now can customize everything. So what should happen is I should be sitting idle to begin with. And what we should also do is I mean, yeah, it's just be sitting, yeah. Now, would I? Is that going to be a more efficient way of doing this one? Because the only problem is this time is like ticking up in a separate script. So I don't know if we can actually like wait until there. Because I've actually, I mean, like, because when I originally learned coroutines, I was like yield return null. I just kind of like, I've only ever sort of been comfortable using that. Oh yes, no. Okay, yes. I see what you're saying here. The problem that I've got, the thing that makes it confusing is once I've got the audio file, let's say the audio file is maybe 2 minutes long, at loads of different points where I've got the actual time, the exact time in which I want to like actually start like talking and stuff. But like, because like the actual, it works out a lot easier if I can just be like, oh, it's on the 98th second that he needs to do this, because I've got like the I don't know what you call it, but the where you can kind of look at the audio file and know the exact bits where you're sort of talking and stuff. I think you're like, that is something which I do actually want to do. I want to use that yield wait for seconds like more. But I think here it makes sense because we can kind of refer to the time frame of the audio file, I think. Right, so create episode slide 1. Right, so let's just give it a shot. Let's see what happens. We haven't got any error messages here. Okay. Right. Good start. Good start. Let's have a look. Why is that not working? Okay. Yeah. So the problem that we've got is it's the whole having one awake before another awake, which is very easily fixed. We just go. We just turn this into start, and then that's no problem. Am I completely in love with doing that? Does that make sense? I mean, that would fix it, but yeah. Anyway, let's just see if that does fix it. Okay. Oh no, we've got another problem. It's the same problem. Okay. Yes. Okay, everything's still fine. In fact, we can go. Everything's. It's all right. Relax. Don't panic. We can go back to this being awake because that makes me happy. So, where we've got episode master script, what we should do, where we've got the set episode, we actually want that in a new function, which is start. Because while we're trying to start the episode before everything else has like got into gear. So if we just have private void start and put this bad boy down here, this will with full confidence it'll definitely work. Right. Yeah, that's why, I mean, like, it's I think I didn't even know about the concept of awake. There's awake and start, and I didn't realise how useful that is. So that's me being idle, and then that's me talking about something, right? And then when I'm trying to bring up the point, I'm like, yeah, and this, right? And then I'm going to then go back over to here to make another point. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, and I'm guessing there's probably going to be a slight wonder as to how are you going to use all of these pictures in like to try and describe things. Oh, it will be brilliant, don't worry. The script you can knock my programming style, but the script is solid. It might not be solid. Actually, because one thing which there is going to be a bit of an ongoing joke as well is me trying to understand what the word irony means, which may or may not be ironic. I simply don't know because I don't know what the word means. But there's going to be a sort of discussion on that. But so anyway, I think I've kind of done the thing that I was looking to achieve. Let me have a quick look at individual episode opening script. Yeah, so once we've got the audio, it is simply a matter of just fitting in all of these things, which I'll probably do. This is something where I can probably do it off stream, just purely because we won't be able to have music or anything. It's like, but yeah, this is good. Right, I'm happy with this. Probably don't actually need to close all of this. Right, that's it. Even though this, yeah, it's been a sort of short stream, I'm probably going to call it here. But this has been like way, absolutely loads of fun. I think, yeah, like I say, all we've got is I just want to make one opening cutscene. I then want to make a game over screen and a victory screen and a menu. So it's like they're the four big things. Then we're pretty much ready. I say them as though they're small things. I think some of them will be quite easy. I think the victory screen, I do want to. I just want to make it. You know, I want to make the person feel like, oh yes, that felt good, and I feel rewarded for having done it. That's great. And then, yeah, the game over should be quite simple. And then I think we're kind of. Yeah, we're getting pretty close. Right, anyway, I will probably call it here. But thank you so much for sticking around. And I'll hopefully do another stream soon. But yeah, like I say, I've been a bit occupied lately, so I haven't been able to stream. I haven't been able to get one a week, and I kind of wanted. I'm aiming to do 2 a week, but yeah, it's been a while. Anyway, sorry, apologies for that. All right. Anyway, rock and roll. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around. And by the way, thanks for helping out as well. You genuinely made so many things so much easier. I really do appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, let's rock. I'm gonna, let's have a look and see who I can raid and stuff.